I really appreciate you joining me, and we've got a breaking news story coming from Thames Valley Police, and this occurred in the Milton Keynes area, just outside the railway station. Police have reported that a man has been shot, and British Transport Police were called to reports of a firearm at the station in Aldergate at 12:55 p.m. yesterday. Armed police arrived and a man challenged them who was carrying a knife, and he was shot dead. He moved at speed towards the police before he was shot. Life-saving actions were immediately done at the scene, but the police sadly pronounced him dead, and they are yet to inform his next of kin, and he is yet to be formally identified. They wanted to reassure the public that there was no wider concern, and have made a mandatory referral to the IOPC, and the investigation is underway. Video footage that I've received from the scene shows the moment that police try to resuscitate him. They're trying to help him on the floor after he's been shot. And they've also noted that he was a white male. They've not said what his name is yet, but for whatever reason they have specified his race.
I think he's been shot.
Thank you to UK News in Pictures for the use of their footage from outside the train station, where there is 2 tents that were erected and a large police cordon. Forensics can be seen entering the tents, and the investigation is underway. There is a lot of disruption in the local area for trains and also buses, and police have advised people to check their routes to see if there's any alternative routes they can take for this day. So we'll definitely keep you updated on this breaking news story, and please don't forget to stay updated with the latest news by following on social media at Scarcity Studios. In some more local news from the West Midlands, in Oldbury, a murder investigation was launched on the 31st of March 2025. Police discovered a woman inside an address in Swan Crescent, Oldbury at around 8:20 in the morning on Monday. Sadly, she died at the scene, and she has been named today as Paramjit Kaur, 46 years old. Her family paid tribute to her and said they were deeply saddened to learn of the news about her passing. She was known to her family and friends as Sunny, and she was a kind, hard-working and dearly loved daughter, sister and friend, and she brought warmth to everybody around her. Her loss has had a profound effect on the family, and she will forever be in their hearts. Police have now charged the man after they arrested him, I believe, at the scene. His name is Harminder Matu, and he has been charged with murder. He's 50 years old, and he's believed to be known to the victim. I went to the scene of the crime, and you can see that it's in a housing estate, that it's quite a nice area. But none of the street was shut down, so this would imply that all of the incident took place inside the property. So my condolences to the family of Sunny, and we'll definitely update you on the outcome of that trial. In some more local news as well, there's been an update following 2 incidents that took place on the M5 today on the 3rd of April. One of the incidents involved 2 vehicles and a motorbike colliding, and a second incident in the same junction was a body that had been discovered on the carriageway. These are 2 separate incidents, they have said, and the vehicle collision occurred at 10 a.m, but this is roughly around the same time they found the body, but they weren't connected to the same incident. So this would sadly imply that somebody maybe fell from the carriageway above onto the M5. And the police said there's no suspicion in that case, even though the person's passed away sadly, and they are preparing a file for the coroner. Thankfully, nobody was seriously injured, but several people were taken to hospital with non-life-changing injuries. So our condolences to the victim, who is yet to be named. And please don't forget to speak to somebody if you're ever feeling like you need help and like life is too much for you. In this next story, it comes from Avon and Somerset Police, and it's about a police officer that has been found guilty of offences relating to sexual offences against children, and has been sentenced to 2 years and 8 months at Exeter Crown Court on the 3rd of April. Thomas Kettleborough, 35 years old, was an inspector at Avon and Somerset Police, and he pled guilty in February to arranging and facilitating the commission of child sex offences and attempting to engage in sexual communication with a child, as well as attempting to cause or incite a child to engage in sexual violence. He also has 1 count of engaging in sexual communication online with a child and 4 counts of making indecent photographs. On Wednesday the 12th of March, an accelerated hearing saw him banned from becoming a police officer ever again, and he was dismissed and barred from the policing departments, and he was dismissed and barred from law enforcement. Kettleborough was arrested in July 2023 by police from the South West Regional Organised Crime Unit. They communicated with him and travelled to meet him, and he thought he was meeting a child, but he was actually set up by police from the unit and arrested. The further offences relate to Snapchat use, where he spoke sexually to a boy and made more than 150 indecent images of children that were discovered following an examination of his phone and computer. The mother of the victim said, "I now live in fear every single day for my child's safety, and the guilt I feel as a parent that I couldn't protect my child is really eating away at me. But the reality is, it isn't my son's fault or my own fault. I did everything I could as a parent, and my son is a victim." Detective Inspector Dave Wells says the serious sexual offences against children that he's been convicted of span a period of 4 years. Thomas Kettleborough was in a position of trust, and both as a police officer and a volunteer at the local Sea Cadets and also Royal Life Saving Society. However, he concealed his true identity, and specialist investigators were able to listen and investigate reports relating to him and find out what he was really about. Thomas Kettleborough is now behind bars, and they hope that anybody else affected by the case can come forward and speak to the police. Assistant Chief Constable Joanne Hall from Avon and Somerset Police says the public will be appalled by the vile and manipulative actions of a former police officer, and he was caught after a policing operation designed to keep children safe. Kettleborough was also handed an indefinite sexual harm prevention order, and he'll be on the sex offenders register for life. So I really want to hear from viewers if you think that that sentence was fair, and any other stories that you'd like us to cover on the channel. Please don't forget you can send your stories online on Instagram, Twitter, or send to the email at scarcitystudios@gmail.com. And we'll be back again very shortly with some more news. Peace.